Welcome back to Hidden Power. This is a Pokemon podcast. Today's episode is very special to me. This is a conversation with one of my best friends, and it was so much fun to record. We discussed a variety of topics, including Pokemon Legends ZA, the quality of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We talk about the pros and cons of our favorite Pokemon games, and speculate on the Generation 10 region. Today's guest is as serious of a Pokemon fan as your favorite creator. My name is DustyGogoat, and here's my conversation with Bedford's best. So Matt, thank you so much for being here. Pokemon Legends ZA was just announced. I'd love to hear what your first thoughts are about Pokemon Legends ZA, and then we can maybe talk about what you thought about Pokemon Legends Arceus.
It was a mix of disappointment. Obviously, no Gen 5 remakes. I think everybody and their brother and sister were thinking Gen 5 remakes.
Yeah.
But when we saw Legends ZA, we saw the little mega sign.
Yeah.
It took me probably a week to process it.
Yeah.
It took me like...
It didn't feel real.
It didn't feel real because I'm not ready to go back to Kalos yet. I still think it needs time.
Yeah.
Unova needs a revisit. But Kalos, at the same time, when I say that, X and Y didn't get a sequel.
X and Y never got a sequel, no.
X and Y was the ugly duckling of the family.
Yeah.
It got like, here's your 2013 release. Oh, and Oraz is coming next year, so you go over there.
Yeah.
Like, it was shunned, if we're being honest. So, to me, at this point, I'm happy it's coming. Little bit of trepidations for being only in Lumio City.
Yeah.
But at the same time...
I think that could be really good, though.
Yeah. And you look at Paris. Like, Paris is not just a city. Paris is like one of the greatest cities in the world.
Have you been to it?
No. I've heard about it, though.
Okay,
I've seen pictures and stuff. But, like, I've been to Europe before, and I've seen, Florence and London. And, there's so many things you can do, and just, one day won't even give you half or one quarter of a start. So, to me, Paris and Lumio City... It's going to be so much fun exploring more of the backstory of that city.
I think there's a lot of potential for Lumio City for this game to be really exciting. I think there's a lot of potential for what they could put in the city. And I think this literally will be the first Pokemon game, the first Pokemon location where it is as close to, I don't know how you would say it, but like as close to reality in terms of scaling as we've ever seen before. And the implication of that is exciting because then it's like while we're playing Legends ZA, you got to think in the back of your mind, okay, well, if we're playing this game and the building is to scale to my character, right? Then what in this universe, what does Saffron City look like? What is
Goldenrod?
What is Goldenrod?
Hollow City,
dude. Exactly.
Castilia.
It basically puts you in a position where now you can think it's like, well, what is the future of Pokemon? Yeah. Well, the future of these new games would be to play in the Pokemon universe to scale.
A microcosm.
Yeah.
It's like one of the things I don't like about Gen 9 is how I go into a town. Can't even go into half the towns. No. The characters, sometimes when you go up to a NPC, they're not even saying anything. They just like wave at you.
Or they have like a text bubble above them.
Yeah.
So
I'm like,
listen, I don't want to throw out the word lazy, but... It's a little lazy.
It's lazy.
It's a little lazy.
It's a beautiful game. Lazy. I'm playing through Violet right now.
Yeah.
Love it. Love Goldango. Love all these different, aspects of it that are visual. It's a nice game to look at. It's probably the most advanced. Seeing the shine on like a Fortress or a Magneton.
Sure.
But when I go into a town, like I can't even tell you half the town because I don't. You go into them, you heal up your pokes, you battle a gym leader, you're out.
I was watching a Umbreon Libris video. It was kind of his review of Scarlet and Violet, kind of like, 2 years later, whatever.
Yep.
And one of the points he brought up was that there's really nothing to do, nothing of significance in each of the towns, right? Yeah. There are, and a big contributor to this is that even though there are like Pokemarts and Pokemon centers and there's like places to buy food, they're all chain restaurants. Like in universe,
deli presents or something.
Yeah, so none of it even feels exciting. None of it feels novel. None of it feels. None of these like useful things mechanically in the game feel like unique experiences or like they have any specific identity.
Exactly.
Right?
Like for example, like you play Gen 2, you go to Cherry Grove City. I know if you go over the water, you can get the shell bell or the water, whatever. Because it's like, but that's...
Or how about this? It's called Cherry Grove and like in the city feel... I'm pretty sure...
Yeah, to the right.
Doesn't it have like red... Everything has like red ceilings or red roofs?
Yeah, in Gen 2. But then in Heart Gold Soul Silver, there's literally like a cherry grove, like a grove of cherry flowers to the right. And I'm like, this is how you build identity. This is how when I go to a game...
Or how about this? When you go there, you get the town map. That's where you first encounter your rival.
The guy with the shoes, the old man with the shoes.
Yeah. The guy gives you the town map, and then it's like... Yeah, I don't know.
Does he have dirty shoes? I imagine that.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's the running shoes. And he jokes that it's his, but he's like, no, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
he gives
Is
it to you
Gen...
in...
No, that's Gen 3. That must be.
I don't know.
When do you get... Because
The
there are no
running
running shoes
shoes?
in Gen 2. There's a bike.
No, there's running shoes.
In Gen 2?
In Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah, but I'm talking like, when do you... there's the old guy that gives you... But he jokes that they're dirty.
So he's just like making fun of us?
He's like, trying to scare us.
Yeah. He's
Like,
just
I don't want
an
your
old
dirty
guy
shoes.
harassing us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That must be Gen 3.
Yeah, it must be. I don't know. It might be. But you get the shoes from your mom in Gen 3.
Oh, so it must be Gen 4?
Maybe.
Oh no, he gives you the. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of the bike. Because remember, you go to Goldenrod and like, he's like.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know.
What am I thinking? It must be.
I kind of know. I kind of can think of a character talking about shoes.
Yeah, it'll come back. Maybe it'll come back to me later.
It'll come back to it. Write in the comments if you know.
Yeah, definitely let us know. And at the same time, like, kind of to your point, like building those towns, it gives a game an identity. Yeah. Like to me, Gen 9, Scarlet and Violet, they have an identity, but it's like superficial. Yeah. It's like that nice gleamy coat.
It's like, almost like it's just it's like, so I feel like it feigns like Spanish culture, but it really is like the only thing that's really Spanish about it are like the names.
Yeah, or they'll say
and obviously the visual, the physical, like the locations are inspired by real Spanish locations.
Right.
But again, I'm like, what in the world feels like mechanically functions like the Spanish region? What mechanically functions like anything inspired by Portugal?
How would they do that in the old games though? Like you could say like monuments and stuff. Like I feel like Galar, Kalos, those have significant monuments that make you think of Great Britain, make you think of France. But when you say mechanics, like
I am thinking about it. Well, I think in Johto specifically, right? There's a lot of like landmarks that you can interact with that have specific Pokemon that only show up in those specific locations.
Right. Yep.
That are inspired by real places that the Johto region's based on.
Okay. Like Mischievous. I know it's at the very bottom. It's very kind of a dark part of
Mount Silver.
Mount Fiji.
Oh, really?
But then it's the Mount Fiji is like kind of the equivalent for Mount Silver, even though Mount Fiji I think is the second biggest volcano in the world, and Mount Silver is not a volcano. Sure. Which, side note, Cinnabar Island, it bugs me that the volcano never shown.
Yeah,
never
right.
shown.
Yeah.
These people suffered maybe some casualties.
No,
they
we did
lost
see
their
it.
homes.
Didn't we see it in the remakes in Heart Gold Soul Silver?
No, it's never shown. It's
really,
you see the little.
You see the rubble.
The rubble, literally. You see the rubble that Blaine and his gym are like hiding under.
Dude,
you never see the volcano. Even in Gen 1, you never see the volcano.
Yeah, we'll get to remakes. Note, I that would be a fun topic. But so I think for every it's kind of cool that every new Pokemon region is inspired by a real world location.
It is. Yeah. Yep.
But I feel like, I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Part of the issues are resources for a Game Freak. It's like the resources that they have to make a game that is as big and as I guess intricate and immersive as we want it to be.
Right.
But the other issue is I think maybe just open world isn't the right path for Pokemon. However, I would say if the gameplay, I think it's just gameplay. I think open world's fine, but I don't think I like the gameplay of Scarlet and Violet.
It's almost like too much freedom.
It's too much freedom. That's what it is.
And I'm like, I'm playing Violet right now. And I'm like, I kind of just want a linear path. Like, just tell me a direction to go to. I'll enjoy the experience along the way. I don't want to have to think oh, if I go to this gym leader, am I going to be underleveled? Like, why my pokes are around in the 20s right now? Why am I battling a trainer who has 50? His levels are 53. Did I go wrong somewhere? I'm like,
and there's no visual indication to other than the levels to tell you, oh, this is probably where you want to be.
Right.
I think if it was a Mario game, they'd very clearly be like, all right, all of these the names of, maybe the names, or there's an aura around the characters that are higher level than you. Yeah. Maybe there's an aura that's red.
Exactly.
Or maybe the text is red, and then you just instinctually know.
You gotta get out.
Is maybe I'll go over here. Oh, now the text gets blue. You go, okay, this is where I should be.
Even in Gen 8, if you go to the wild area, you battle pokes.
Straight up.
And that to me is that's a great point, because
it's bad game design.
It's bad game design, and like you said, it's lazy. And we never like to throw that word around, but
you and I throw that word around
sometimes when the shoe fits.
I try to be a little bit more critical on the podcast, which we are now, but we're also just It's just you and me right now.
And I think at the same time, you can compliment something and give it props, but at the same time, like, constructive criticism, like, i.e., I never want to be in an open world game again. That's not true. It's not. It doesn't fit well with the gameplay.
Yeah, I think another big. So, like what you're saying, I think it'd also be really great if the game scaled. The gym leaders, the trainers scaled.
Yep.
Depending on, like, if you choose to battle them out of order, great. There's a challenge there.
Yeah.
But when you go back, right, and your Pokemon are level like 30 now, you should not be able to find trainers that have Pokemon at level 15.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Or gym leaders level. It's like if you go back to fight the first gym leader, she should level up.
Yeah, literally. So
there's a challenge.
It should be,
and that can't be difficult to implement.
No, it should be like kind of going hand in hand with the player. Like, not saying it's like a babying thing, but at the same time, it's like, this is the result of the path you've chosen. And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Can you name 3 Paldea towns?
Zapopoko.
Okay.
Zapapico. Okay, well, that's a half point.
Yep.
Alfornada.
Yep, that's a good one.
That's where you get a Spathra. There's Gogoat there.
Shiny Spathra. That's a good one.
So good. That was my first shiny fail in Scarlet and Violet. There's that might be it.
And because I only ask you that because I'm like, you can name all the Gen 2 towns or the Johto towns.
No, but here's the thing. I'm trying to check myself because I do think we're pushing age, right? And remember growing up on the internet where like there was like Gen 1ers. Gen 1ers owned everything.
Yeah,
it's like if you say Gen 1's bad or whatever, anything you wanted to like that's a new gen, it's not as good as Gen 1.
But I'm only saying that because open world takes away identity. Like,
okay,
if you can go to any town, like if you start in New Barktown, you have to go to Cherry Grove, and at the end that Blackthorn is going to be waiting there for you. Yeah, it's like it builds identity through word of mouth.
If I'm trying to get in my like Jake Steinberg bag right now, that's a friend of the podcast. Yeah. If I'm trying to get in my like my like literary bag right now, I would say what you're describing sounds like. I guess it's that like by making a game open world and by giving us unlimited freedom, there's no like story to happen.
I agree.
And then there's like loss of purpose. But if we have to go to point A to point B to point C, then like that's Game Freak guiding us along a story, and we can have freedom within that, right? But I agree with you. It's like when I'm traveling the world, you can go to any Team Starbase, you can go to any this, any that.
You can all the Titans,
in any order. And again, there is freedom in that.
Yeah.
Right? Because back in the day, it's like when you were able to go... But this is the thing. Back in the day, like in Gen 1, when you were able to battle a couple of the gyms out of order, that's fun. But they're also around the same level.
I mean, you could argue Gen 1 was open world to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's scaled.
Gen 2 is the same way. And people complain about that.
Yeah, scaling in Gen 2 is so weird.
It's weird. I don't think it's bad.
What do you do Morty, Chuck... Jasmine, Price, or do you do Morty, Price?
I think I typically do... No, I guess I do that.
Because I feel like Price, you have to battle all the Team Rocket grunts.
It makes sense to get... It makes sense that whenever you go out to Cianwood, that's when you want to beat Chuck to get Fly so you can fly back.
Yeah.
I agree. Fly's pretty great.
I love the animation. It's like you see the bird.
You turn into a bird. Yeah, that's pretty great. I think, I don't know. I think we're touching on some stuff here. So, but to bring it back to Legends ZA, right? Right. I used to quote you quite a bit.
You're talking about Arceus or
Legends Arceus?
Okay.
I want to talk about Legends Arceus because that's all the information we have to go off of when we're talking about ZA.
Yeah.
I used to quote you when we were hyping up Scarlet and Violet and what the DLC could look like, in the fact that when you played Legends Arceus, you told me you didn't like it. And I'd like to pick you. I'd just like to get your take on that.
Yeah, no. So
what was the thought process?
I love the vibe of Legends Arceus. It's a cozy winter game. It's fun. You can see your whole team in front of you. You can do camping and stuff. It's like that to me is like winter time is like Legends Arceus. I can't play Legends Arceus in the summer.
Yeah.
Same like with like Alola. I can't play Alola in fall.
No.
So, so I played Legends Arceus. I think I beat quote unquote beat the game by beating Dialga.
Okay.
Didn't even do the Volo thing.
Really?
It was just like once I beat it, it was like kind of like wiping the sweat off your brow and being like, okay, time for something else. Because it was a fun game, but it was a game that kind of, to your point about, Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah.
It was open world.
Yeah.
I know there was a whole
it was open world, but there was a through line narrative.
There was a cutoff.
And the world opened up as you went.
Exactly. So I think that's how an open world should be.
It's what do they call it? Like open game area?
Yeah, something like that.
And they call it like open location, I think open area is what
But you have to earn those things. You have to earn the final and
it feels more rewarding.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I did the playthrough in 2022. Got it. I remember we went to the GameStop and the day it came out, it was a morning. Yeah. And so I remember we went to the GameStop and it was closed for some reason. Yeah. Like 9 a.m. on a Tuesday. Like his business.
We went to this year, right? Yeah. So we bought it together, right?
Yeah. So, but it opened later around like 1.
Yeah, we were like, what are you doing? Like, we want to buy the new game. It's a Friday or whatever.
No, yeah, it was a Friday.
So something else that I've heard about Legends Arceus is that I guess this is Legends Arceus, but also Scarlet and Violet. Another issue, like if we're talking about open world Pokemon, another issue is kind of that the Pokemon encounters are no longer hidden in the grass. They're not random encounters.
Right.
So, but the problem there is that even though it's nice to see them in the open world, they're not that dynamic. It's always the same encounters, and you can always see what is available. So I heard that a way to fix that might be like to have smaller encounters, because if something only appears 10% of the time,
right,
that's still pretty frequently. You're gonna see them all the time in an open world game because you're not doing the encounters. But if those rare encounters are actually more like 1%,
it means more. And let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Of all the games, Legends Arceus, Scarlet Violet, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, which kind of open world pokes interaction did you enjoy the most?
I'm sorry, the interactions
like if I go to a plot of grass right outside Vermilion City and Let's Go Eevee, there's a possibility that I could see a shiny.
Oh, sure.
But I guess the same happens with Scarlet and Violet. But for me, Legends Arceus, one of the things I loved about that game, you can see I wasn't a big shiny hunter in that game.
No.
So, but what I loved is seeing if you see like a Luxio, and if you watch it long enough, you'll see it like go to sleep. You'll see it just
pong at the grass.
Yeah, you'll see little things like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I love about Legends Arceus.
I do too.
Yeah. And
the thing is, the game was limited. It had a smaller dex.
Yep.
It had a smaller world.
Yep.
Not even that small though. Like I feel like
it felt big.
You know what? But it also had landmarks. There's like hardly any like meaningful or impressive landmarks in Scarlet and Violet. So
I can't think of any. If we're being honest,
I can't think of any. I think of the towns.
Yeah.
But you know what I did? So after the DLC where you get access to the fly function where you could fly up with Koraidon.
Yep.
I flew all the way up into the sky. This is the coolest thing. Because I was like, oh, what if... So I flew up all the way up in the sky to see the map below me. I was just curious, like, how high up can I go?
Uh-huh.
And then I realized this is exactly what the soaring function felt like in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Which is honestly so cool.
I prefer that over Legends Arceus or
I do
because you can see the towns, you can see the landmarks.
Yeah. I went up in the sky in Paldea and I looked down and I said, "This is just a circle."
Yeah.
And there's green and there's gray and there's green and
some
there's
rocks
brown,
and boulders.
There's green and there's water. It was so boring. But then I flew up in the sky and in
Scarlet Violet
in Oras. I guess it's a little bit different. Oras might be a little bit different because it's not open world. When you enter a separate... Anyways,
dimension,
my point is, when you're up in the sky in Oras, and you look down, Hoenn looks so dynamic. It looks massive.
You can see like where you're walking. You can see just everything. And it's like...
It's so good.
Oras is underrated, if we're being honest.
It is underrated, yeah. I just wish I don't like the 3D battles.
Oh, you don't like sky battles?
I don't like sky battles either.
But to your original question, so I did a replay of Legends Arceus in 2023.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved the coziness because I took it at my own pace. I'm like, okay, this is a game you can't battle competitively.
No.
And I'm like, okay, this gives me a chance to slow down, relax, enjoy the game. My team was like Misdreavus, Hisuian, Decidueye, the big what are the big ones called?
The alphas?
Alpha Glalie.
Yeah.
Like the giant, huge...
The red eyes.
Yeah.
You always think it's a shiny?
I wish.
I always thought it was a shiny, and I'm like, it's just an alpha.
Yeah. And it's like, but then I took the game, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. But then I also played, took on Volo. Oh, and that to me was like, first of all, it's unfair. It's an unfair battle. Because he comes back like 3 times.
I know, dude.
I lost.
Well, that's the challenge.
And it probably took me 10 times.
Dude, I lost
a lot. Slamming, not like getting angry, but I'm like,
snap your switch in half.
Yeah, just wreck it. But I'm like, that to me was like, I was immersed. Like seeing Volo like go from the goofy traveling merchant.
Hello.
And then he's like the demon king wanting to resurrect.
He really
Giratina.
is.
He's like the glint in his eyes, evil.
Yeah.
He's probably the closest that we've had to an evil villain.
I agree.
Maybe he
had more evil intentions. Like a lot of the villains, they're interesting because they're justified in their evil actions. Like to them, they're justified.
Yeah.
They justify it themselves. They're like,
Yeah.
I'm doing something for the greater good.
Exactly.
But Volo's like, no, I want to kill things with Giratina.
Oh, he wants to start over. He wants to kill everybody and start kind of like what Cyrus. I mean, Cyrus kind of just wanted his own little world.
Yeah, Cyrus is like, I want to be alone.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really fault him for that. Like we all need our privacy.
We all need
time.
privacy. Yeah, absolutely. It's like if you shut the door when you use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Then you should sympathize with the guy.
Yeah.
Well,
knock
so
on the door if somebody's.
So did I miss? So why did you not like Legends Arceus originally?
To me, it was like I was so used to. You go from point A to point B to point C, and then at point Z, you're battling the Elite Four.
Yeah.
You have your battle teams ready. You're shiny hunting. Shiny hunting in that game, it's not that fun, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. There's no Elite Four.
Why is it not fun?
You're
running around.
Roaming. You have to do so much roaming, and then if it's
that
not
makes
shiny.
it more fun to me.
Like I love Gen 8 for shiny hunting because you go into a patch of grass, you could do probably 300 interactions in let's say 10 minutes. Going into one patch of grass, seeing that little like exclamation.
See, but you're
mark.
doing the math, yeah.
But it's like,
this many for this many. My odds are this that I'll get it.
Right.
We're shiny hunts. Yeah, I get it. It's different.
And with Legends, like you have to be soaring around, being like, is that a shiny?
Well, you can gallop.
Yeah, it's just I don't think I appreciated it as much as the first time.
Sure.
And so when I played it the second time, and then I think I played it. No, I've only played it twice. I'm playing it again come fall. Fall. But like that second time. I saw the beauty that is Legends Arceus, and I would probably put it in the top 3 best games of all time.
That's crazy.
Gen 2, you can't beat 2 regions.
Sure.
I'm sorry, unless another game brings out 2 regions.
Yeah.
Black 2 doesn't count because it's just going back to an older part of the same region. It's in my top 3. Legends Arceus is number 3. Black 2 is number 2, and
what's your number 1 game?
I might put Crystal. No.
Dark Gold, Soul Silver.
But I'm more nostalgic for Crystal. The sounds, the animations. Yeah. Like, just. and just like seeing all the animations and the battles and like, it's just, that to me is like, and I started with Chris Silver. Like,
I'm like, oh, it's beautiful.
And it's like, that to me is like, everybody has nostalgia.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, I love Gen 5. I grew up with Gen 5. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Gen 2 is like...
Oh, Gen 6 is so good. You're wrong.
You don't like Gen 6?
No, I don't like Gen 6.
Why?
I tried to replay it and I'm just not enjoying it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I played so much Gen 6 though.
I played it like at least 15 times.
Yeah.
I have 15 different teams.
When Gen 6 came out, you and I actually were also both at college. So we didn't actually talk to each other at all.
No, we did. We battled that fall.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you won because you had a Pyroar and...
All right, here we go. Yeah, just embarrass me on my own podcast.
You had a Pyroar. No, you won.
Oh, I won. Okay, yeah. Keep telling the story.
Now you want me to tell you. No, you had a female Pyroar named Casterly, who I believe you still have.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, this was the era when every Pokemon was named after Game of Thrones because it hadn't reached critical mass.
Yeah.
It was just like the coolest show.
Cool show on HBO.
But then it became critical mass, and I like looked back and I was like, oh, after the way it ended, I hate that 50% of my competitive Pokemon are named after Game of Thrones characters.
You didn't like Season 8?
Yeah.
It's the best season.
Yeah.
No, so like that fall.
Okay.
That was when the PSS still the best online. Bro. Like PSS, like if I had a phone and I was in an emergency, I could go on the PSS and somebody would respond.
Yeah.
That's how reliable it was.
That's funny.
Like I'm not even like.
No, I know. Yeah.
Hyperbolic.
So that's actually a really good point because there's so many good features about Gen 6 in Kalos.
Yep.
And I wonder which ones are going to carry over to Legends ZA. Like, what is Legends ZA? Because the thing is Legends ZA could really just be like a game set in the past,
right?
But have features that we again are maybe seeing features like crafting or throwing your Pokeballs like at the Pokemon in the overworld.
Yeah,
creeping. Maybe these things we think are Legends style features, but what we could see is that these games get carried over into Gen 10.
Yeah.
So I'm like really trying to figure out what are the defining features of a Legends style.
Because when you think about it, Gen 8, it was Gen 8 then Legends, and I feel like Legends brought in a lot of
many new things.
A lot of what Gen 9 implemented a lot lot of what Gen 8 did.
Not in the same way though.
Not in the same way, but a more modern take. And
I think
I'd say open world. Well, yeah, I would agree.
Because you can throw your Pokeball or Pokemon at a wild Pokemon, but it's not the same gameplay. It's like it feels like just a fake added on thing to be like, see, we have the same feature, but like, it's not the same feature.
Take for example like open world. Like Gen 9 utilized a better version of open world. I agree with you on the point.
I don't think it's better.
It is textbook open world, but Legends ZA had the cutoff. But I agree, Gen 9 really dropped the ball. Like I said, it's lazy.
Yeah.
Gen 9 could have been so much better.
Well, I think there were different teams, right?
Yeah.
One team was working on PLA. One team was working on SV.
Do you think?
And then they're borrowing resources.
Do you think Gen 9 feels like a natural procession after Legends?
No, I think Gen 8 and Gen 9 games feel like one big exploratory. All of the Switch games, they all feel different. Let's Go is different. BDSP is different. Sword and Shield is so much different from SV.
Oh, dog.
And my dog is here. Hey, Sunday. What are you doing?
It looks like a regional lily pup.
Yeah. She was barking. Maybe she has to go out. Here, let's pause.
Okay.
All right, so do you think we're going to get new Mega Evolutions in ZA?
Yeah, I do. I think it would almost be a crime not to.
Yeah.
Like, don't show the little Mega symbol. Like, don't give us give us Mega Flygon. Give us Mega Melodic. All of that.
Surskit.
Even Masquerade.
yeah. Mega Surskit.
It would be interesting. It wouldn't be unheard of because, like, look at Magneton.
Yeah.
Magneton got Iron or Sandy Shocks.
Bro, that's so true. That's true.
And it was so weird. Like, why Magneton?
Yeah.
So, but
you know what? Actually, we haven't even talked about this on Hidden Power before, but I think it'd be really interesting to learn more about the origins of Mega Evolution, right?
It's kind of, from what I know, it's kind of cruel.
Yeah.
Like Mega Glalie, jaw broken.
Yep.
Mega Garchomp they're all in pain.
It's got bones shooting out of its body temporarily so they can just retract back into its body.
And that to me is like, they look cool. They probably the best gimmick they've ever done. But when you look at the origin, it's like they're in pain. Mm-hmm. That's like.
And I would love if that ties into the story, right? If the fact that they teased Mega Evolution wasn't just like marketing hype, but actually was
part of the
story, like what we're about to see in these games, you know?
Like, we see Megas as like this great thing, but what about back in the day it wasn't? What if it was like they're more listening to why these pokes are in pain? Like, what if they're listening to it rather than just being like, go and Mega Lucario, Mega Evolve. Yeah. Like, I'm going to give you a free Mega Lucario, but what if back then it's like, is Mega...
It's true because it's back in the day, too.
Yeah.
It's not a stone, maybe. Maybe it is something. I mean, we've speculated. Maybe the Megas function like the Alpha Pokemon, where they exist organically, naturally in the world.
Yeah.
Right? But maybe there's... Wow, that's weird. Maybe if the Mega X and Y and the standard Megas that we know are more artificial, but then we see these new Mega Z forms that are tied to Zygarde.
And they're natural. They're like,
because
Zygarde happen naturally.
Because Zygarde's the protector of the earth, and they're not. The Pokemon aren't in pain, but they're actually like uplifted.
Yeah,
right. That'd be really.
That's
cool.
a good point because it's like you think, like you said, it's to a stone. Like it's an artificial
an item.
It's something that you have to you can only contain for a small amount, and like
it's like a fossil fuel.
Yeah, exactly. But back in the day, there was no fossil fuel.
Yeah,
so I'm not sure exactly, but it's like.
All right. Well, you're spreading misinformation.
I will do the YouTube apology, the 5 minute.
Look at the camera, say I'm sorry.
with the text leading, I messed up. Or
everything's about to change.
It's time to talk.
Yeah. And then the first thing you say is, make sure you go into my the link in my description and buy our merch.
And then I'll get to the apology.
Because I'm so sorry.
Yeah, my apology is radiating. but like, kind of to your point, like, the Mega Evolution, we kind of take it for granted.
Yeah.
And like, we're like, I remember the day it came out, seeing Mega Venusaur.
Dude, where were you?
I was in college. I was literally walking to the gym, and I had to like stop and sit down. I'm like,
oh my god!
I saw Mega Venusaur.
Sit on the ground.
There was a bench.
What were the first ones that they announced were?
I think it was the starters.
It was that. Oh, I remember the Korokoro image.
Oh, I remember
the Korokoro image of Mega Mewtwo. No, it was Mega Mewtwo. Why?
No, Mega Mewtwo was in the spring. I remember because it was in the hot part of spring, and I remember being like, "Why are we getting 2 for Mewtwo?" It seemed overdone, like I think the word is hackneyed, where it's like bland, unoriginal. Like, why is Mewtwo good? Why is he getting 2?
Yeah, but like it's Mewtwo.
Yeah, same thing with Charizard.
Because it's not Genesect.
God forbid any Gen 6 pokes get Megas.
Well, that's the thing. I think I expect to get Megas for Gen 6 Pokemon.
Do it justice. Like, if this game is going to be about justice and giving back redemption, I want to see Mega Chestnut.
Yeah. What do you think the plot is going to be? I would love to see Mega Chestnut, by the way. That'd be amazing.
That would be cool. Because I'm thinking, like, why do we always flock to Mega Flygon? Like, why don't we...
Dude, yeah, we don't even need it.
But we brush over, even in our minds, like...
Mega Fennekin. I mean, Delphox.
Mega Greninja would probably do well.
Mega Spupa.
Yeah, give us Mega Aromatisse. Let us see that.
Mega Skidoo, dude.
Yeah, and so to your point about the Megas and what I want to see it done right. I want to see Gen 6 given its fair share. So...
Valid. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, and what was the question you asked?
What do you think the plot could be?
Okay.
Because I'm thinking of Team Flare. I'm thinking of, like, obviously a lot of the Pokemon. Like, we don't really know the characters. We only know that we're probably going to get ancestors to the characters that we do know. Or just, right, ancestors.
Yeah. So has it been confirmed that it's in the 20th or the 19th century or 2018? No,
people speculate that it'll also be in the future, and that honestly could make sense. Whoa. Think about it. If you go to Z to A, it's like peeling back. It's like going back in time.
Yeah.
Which also aligns with the Area Zero plot line, right? The plot line of Scarlet and Violet.
The old is coming to the new.
You go to the future, you go to the past. Z to A is you go to the past and then go back to the future. Or yeah, we're going back. Right, that would make sense.
Because isn't Legends Arceus, isn't it technically a prequel? You're in the future.
I think it's technically a sequel.
Because you start out in the present, but then you go back, but it's confusing. But anyway,
yeah. I think it's technically a sequel because it happens after Diamond and Pearl, like the events of Legends Arceus. The beginning, the prelude of Legends Arceus happens technically after Diamond and Pearl, but then your character goes back in time. But from their like normal reality, it's actually a sequel.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But in terms of the story...
The events of the game is a prequel.
Yeah, and I can see that. But in terms of the story for Legends ZA...
Yeah.
I almost think... I think a lot of it is going to be about constructing things.
Interesting.
I think it's the whole...
Constructing the city.
You look at like Paris in the 19th century.
Yeah.
It was like about building the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
I think it was the guy who made the Eiffel Tower, his last name is literally Eiffel.
Wait, really?
Like I know the Lincoln Monument was built by Gutzon Borglum. Wow. But like the Eiffel Tower was built by a guy named something Eiffel. I forget his first name.
That's crazy.
But it's tough to see a plot.
It's gonna be someone. The guy's name is gonna be Lumiose.
Mr. Lumiose.
Yeah, it's gonna be Zach.
That's gonna be Mr. Power. Mr. O.
Yeah, Mr. O.
It's bonding time. So creepy. But so I think a lot of it is gonna be constructing things. How about you? What do you think?
Yeah, I think honestly I forgot about that a little bit, but yeah, that was one of my original thoughts. The fact that we see blueprints in the trailer, that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, because isn't it you see it like half built?
Yeah.
So
it makes sense that like you're creating the blueprint and then through crafting by getting all these resources in the world. And then we're also going to be able to see basically what Lumiose is in a lot more of a natural area.
Yeah.
Actually, what it'll probably be is because I'm pretty sure wasn't the big project of the reconstruction of Paris actually like the whole point of it was to actually make it more in touch with nature.
Was it?
I think it was to make like pretty parks, like give people beauty to like see.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I think if that misinformation is correct,
yeah,
then I think that could make a lot of sense. Where it's like you have this area, and then it's like to by going through these plot points and these missions to create new parks in the city.
Yeah.
Now you have new Pokemon encounters available to you.
I would like that.
Right?
That to me is more of a game. Like the thing
that sounds fun because you're unlocking things. Right? You get rarer encounters.
But how long is that really the basis for a story?
No, that's not the story, but those are like the side. Those are the missions.
Okay, I could see that.
That's like part of the progression of the game.
That's what I'm worried about with Legends ZA is just it's not enough. And I know that sounds kind of like a bad phrase to use.
Why do you think? What is your fear?
My fear is going to be it's like a 10-hour game, and then you're done.
But Legends Arceus wasn't a 10-hour game
because it was so expansive. This is in one city. But that's what I'm.
But what you have to think is that like. Think of a game like GTA.
Yeah.
That's a whole city.
That's in one city,
and it's already it's shrunk. You know, it's a whole map in a city. That's what we're going to be experiencing here, which is exciting.
I think it's either going to go very right, or it could also go very right, or very wrong. So the verdict is still going to be out. I like to believe that it's going to be a good game.
Yeah,
but I'm also worried, like, kind of. Remember earlier when you asked, like, when you first saw Legends ZA, the trailer?
Yeah.
And then it was kind of confirmed that it was in Lumio City.
Yeah.
That last part about Lumio City, that kind of brought my excitement down.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, why are we not going to Coumarine? Why are we not going to Vanderbilt? Why are we not seeing all these other towns?
Yeah.
Like, why Lumios? I know it's the biggest city. So basically, I'm hopeful for this new game. I believe in its potential. But I think the glaring Copperage on the room is it's in one city. And cities are great, so you can do so much in a city. But
I think that's closed-minded. That's a valid fear, but I don't think that's actually what's going to happen. I think I have faith that this new quote-unquote ambitious game is going to be more interesting than this tiny game that you're fearful of.
I would agree. I'm like, it's kind of it's a double-edged sword. Like I'm thinking, like on one hand, I think this game is going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be immersive. It's going to be all the things that Legends is.
Yeah.
But I'm almost thinking like, why did they omit?
Why are they doing this?
Why did they omit so much from Kalos? Kalos is a beautiful region.
I think it's specifically because of this. I think they want to give us. It's like every new game. If we're trying to get bigger and better and push the limits of what Pokemon is, right? Yeah. They are probably thinking, okay, well, what if we make a game and it's this cute, bright Gen 1 art style? They did that with the Let's Go.
Yeah.
What if we do a chibi game? It's top down, it's 3D, whatever. What if we do a game that's like Legends? What if we do a game that is open world, right? The next big selling point is this game is to scale. Yeah. It takes place only in one city, but it's to scale. It's going to feel the most Pokemon it's ever felt. It's going to feel like Pokemon Snap, right? That's a little inside joke for listeners. It's going to feel like... I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it yet. But it's going to feel like Pokemon Snap where
New Pokemon Snap.
New Pokemon Snap. It's going to feel like new Pokemon Snap where it's to scale. Do you know what I'm saying?
I played New Pokemon Snap. It's a fun, visually appealing game.
Yeah.
It looks gorgeous. Like Meganium in that game.
Beautiful.
Like that chef's kiss. It's like, it makes me appreciate the kind of the worthless poke that Meganium is.
Okay, that's a little harsh.
Am I wrong?
I think you're a little wrong, yeah.
Is Meganium your favorite, like, in terms of all the starters? 1 through 27.
It's probably in the top 20.
Really? Meganium? Do you
want me to show you a picture of Meganium? How many starters are there? Like
27.
25? Are there 27?
Yeah.
It's probably in the top 15.
Wow.
It's probably in the top 12.
Who's your least favorite? Delphox?
Delphox is growing on me. Yeah. It might be Inteleon.
Yeah.
Or Cinderace.
Wow. Cinderace?
Or Primarina.
You love Primarina. You've battled with Primarina.
I've battled with it, but I don't love it. It was my starter in Gen 7.
So you should believe in it.
Yeah. Well, I have you on right now, so honestly, you're inspiring me. Let's change it up a little bit.
Okay.
Matt, let's do the speed round questions.
Okay.
You ready? Don't look at what I have right here. All right. What is your type?
Dragon. It's dragon.
You're a dragon.
I love dragon.
You are not dragon though.
Dragon to me is like
no.
No, my favorite. Like
what is like your type? Like
my type?
Spiritually, what type do you think you embody?
I gotta go dragon.
Why?
Why am I?
I'm just a legendary.
Well, dragons are not legendary because
Bedford's best, baby.
Dragon.
I thought you'd be like, I don't know, whatever. I just don't. Hey, that's not how I perceive.
Because that to me, like when I think of a poke,
you're more of like a normal type.
Wow, that's a shots fired.
No, I just think that's what you are. I just think that's just.
No,
that's just what you are.
Normal can be good. Like you have Snorlax,
Tauros.
Miltank.
All right, dragon. Okay, great.
Because dragon to me, I love every single dragon. I love every.
But
what
dragon. Are you?
I'm a dragon. I don't care what anybody else says. I know in my heart I'm a dragon.
Okay,
like,
all right,
Daenerys.
All right. I'm a dragon. I am a dragon.
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Dracarys.
And what is your hidden power type?
Ooh.
You can't say dragon.
Ice. It's ice. Ice. I've always loved ice pokes. I feel like they lacked.
I'm Kirim.
Yeah.
I'm just a legendary.
Baxcalibur.
I'm the original dragon.
Do you not like Baxcalibur?
I do like Baxcalibur.
It's considered the greatest dragon of them all.
Is it? Yeah. That's pretty good. So why are you ice? Are you
ice to me is like...
Are you chilly?
Ice, you know what it is. Like, you know when you're cold. You know when the room is getting... This is getting too cold for me. You say it out loud, right?
Yeah.
You don't hide in the cold.
You go, there's a chill. Is there a ghost around?
Yeah. You know, like, snow is coming. We need to get to shelter.
Winter is coming.
Ice is like the... Ice to me is like, okay, you gotta go pay your taxes. You gotta go get your car... thing renewed. You got to.
You are kind of like that. It's like when you feel stimulus, you're like, let's nip it in the bud.
Yeah,
let's get it done.
I like to be productive, and ice is not lazy.
That sounds like electric. That sounds like fire.
No,
honestly, Matt. Listen, as your best friend,
yeah,
I would say your type is fire.
Okay, what?
Like I read you as fire. You just like you're on. You're like, okay, I'm on. Like I'm on.
But there's times when I'm
like you're intense. You're passionate. You're determined.
But I'm not like that all the time.
You know what? That's kind of like a dragon, though.
That's like dragons.
That is kind of like a dragon.
You can see a Gudra. A Gudra can be chilling. A Gudra can like have a...
Yeah.
But then a Gudra can go into and stomp a...
But you're not a Gudra.
But it's not my favorite dragon.
We used to say you're kind of like a Feraligatr.
I like... Okay, that's actually my favorite poke.
Yeah, I know. You're jumping ahead of the speed round questions.
Okay, all right.
All right, so dragon and ice. That's fine. I'll give you that. All right.
I love ice.
What's your dream team? Your top 6 favorite Pokemon?
I've used it before. It's undefeated. I will never replicate it again because it's in its pure
What do you mean it's undefeated? Who did you fight?
I've used it against my cousin. I've used it against another person whose name starts with an S. Very, very good battler.
An S?
An S.
Yeah. Have you used it against me?
No, it will never be used again.
Well, if you use it against me, I'd beat it and it wouldn't be wouldn't be undefeated.
Because it uses so it's for alligator.
How could MJ say he's the best? How could Michael Jordan say he's the best?
He's never said he's the best.
Yeah, but if you're going to argue in his defense that he's the best, but he's never fought LeBron?
Because it was never in the cards. Like,
bro,
this is a time period.
Well, this is the time period. You could fight me right now.
Megas aren't a thing anymore. And if I'm going to bring
we can play an X and Y.
No, I can't transfer it back. It's a time period. And it would still defeat you, but at the same time...
Come over here more. No, seriously, you're out of frame.
For alligator... Okay, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So it's for alligators, number 1.
Okay, that's epic.
And these are all playthrough pokes.
Nicknames?
For alligator is Sgt. Pepper.
Okay.
After the Beatles album. Number 2 is Mega Charizard X, named Aegon, after Aegon the Conqueror from Game of Thrones.
Damn. I mean, you are a dragon.
I love dragons.
I know, I love that. I just never... I guess fire and dragon's pretty similar.
Yeah. Third is Snorlax.
Okay.
Snorlax.
Your Snorlax always had flamethrower. Or fire blast?
It was fire blast. It was body slam, earthquake.
Because I'd go to stall you with Scizor.
My Blissey always had flamethrower.
Oh, your Blissey had it. Yeah. And you hit me with the flamethrower or whatever it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe it was Fire Punch.
No.
Crunch.
Maybe it was Fire Punch.
Yeah. I can go back and look at it.
Feraligatr.
Mega Charizard X. Snorlax.
Okay.
Then Togekiss. I know your feelings about Togekiss.
No, I don't. What you do?
I've watched that video. And to me, it seems kind of irrational on your part.
I just think it's got a weird body shape.
And it's not a bird.
Not the body shame, but I just don't like the body shape.
It
looks like a bird.
It's not a bird.
It's not a bird. I don't think it is either, but it kind of is.
It's like a flying. It's a flying poke.
It's an angel.
Not all flying pokes. Exactly, it's an angel, and not all flying pokes have to be birds.
It's like a football angel.
Like an elegant, graceful
football head.
Yeah, that's
like, hey,
that's
Arnold.
body shaming.
Yeah. Hey Arnold.
You know his last name is actually Shortman.
Hey Arnold Shortman.
Yeah. You know how his grandpa always.
You're talking about the TV show?
Yeah. You know how his grandpa always called him, "Hey, Shortman." Literally call him by his last name.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But okay, so Togekiss number 4.
Yeah.
Garchomp number 5.
I
love Garchomp.
And
Garchomp's probably my number 2 favorite.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. You've used that like in almost so many battles.
It's so good.
Every battle.
In Gen 5.
Yeah.
Gen 5 it was moved to Ubers, right?
It was just in Ubers.
Yeah.
On release.
ridiculous.
It's been good since it debuted.
Yeah. I always have it in one of my generation teams. Like it's never gonna not be good. It's like Scizor.
Yeah.
Scizor's always gonna be good.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, Alakazam, the Spoon King.
Oh, interesting. That's
I
cool.
love Alakazam.
And you love ice cream.
I do. Yeah, I do.
You do, yeah.
Yeah, but
it's not
are you talking about the spoons?
Yeah, I was trying to make a joke, but
Yeah.
you do like ice cream.
Actually, it's Vanilla Lux. I love vanilla.
yeah. But you do like ice cream, right?
I love ice
Was that a
cream.
proper read, or
Alakazam,
I wasn't making a joke?
Yeah, no, I mean,
You do like ice cream, right?
ice cream is one of my favorite things.
And
I love
your
Oreo
and your
ice
hidden
cream.
power is ice type.
That's true. But Alakazam to me is like Gen 1 is so brutal and merciless.
Yeah.
Here's the most, besides Mewtwo, because Mewtwo's like kind of OP. It was OP back in the day.
Yeah.
But here's the second most brutal and merciless thing that you're going to see before it knocks you out.
Sure.
It's going to be faster than you. It's going to be stronger than you, and it's just going to knock you out. And Psychic was busted in Gen 1, and to me, and then the fact that you have to trade him to get him.
Yeah,
there's
there's a
mystique
rarity to
yeah,
it. Yeah,
exactly. So
yeah, you're right. It's not like that's true. What are there any 3-stage Pokemon in Gen 1 that are not trade or stone evolutions? I think they're all stone or trade.
Dragonite.
Yeah, you're right. That's a dragon.
Well, and starters.
And the starters.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure every other 3-stage needs a stone.
Mew?
Something.
Just kidding.
I think that's actually how that works, which is kind of cool. That's
Yeah.
like cool game design to be like, oh, if it's like a final stage, you have to do something secretive to like unlock it.
And it gets the community involved. I feel like
It
one of
does,
the strong points of Pokemon is they've always wanted to get people involved.
Yeah.
And it's like you can go back
People
and play these
connected.
games. They interact with them.
Yeah.
They bond over them.
Yeah.
They battle. They trade. They do all these things.
For
and it's
real.
like I don't think there's any other game that does that.
Yeah.
Like you can battle. You can. There's a competitive side, but then there's like the fact that you can trade and interact in other ways other than just like facing each other. Like that to me, it's the replayability of Pokemon games.
Yeah.
Is one of the greatest achievements that they've done.
No, I agree with that.
Because like a Mario game, you play a Mario game like
You just play by yourself.
yeah, you can
Mario's
do
kind of forgettable. Mario is fun. Listen, Mario's fun,
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. I can't get into it like that. My nieces like love Mario. They
Yeah.
get into like the lore.
Damn,
I
there's
don't-
lore in Mario.
There's the Mario lore. I don't get it.
Well, he was born on October 11th.
Was he?
Yeah, that's I know his birthday. So
I thought it was March 10th.
no,
MAR 110 is Mario. That's Mario Day.
no, yeah, was that a joke?
No, that's literally they celebrate Mario.
I'll
Day.
bet you money-
That's their Pokemon. You know, we have Pokemon Day. Theirs
There's
is
a Mario
theirs is
Day?
March 10th. Yeah, it's Mario Day.
Oh. Well, there's a day for
Look it
everybody.
up.
There's Earth Day. There's a Donut Day. There's all
That's
this-
true, yeah.
I think every day of the year has a day for it. Like if you looked up today,
What day is Hidden Power Day?
every day.
Every Thursday.
Isn't it every Monday?
It's every Thursday. That's
Oh.
what we release it. I thought you
Okay.
watched the show. Anyways.
Oh,
All right. So what's your Did we already go over this? How did you? Yeah. How
Did you want to talk about your dream team or
No,
is
no.
this
I've
speed
said
round?
this
Okay,
already.
okay.
Yeah. So how did you get into Pokemon? What's your first memory with Pokemon?
First ever memory is this is when I was a kid, probably 6 years old. I remember getting silver, and I remember the box.
Whoa!
I remember the box and looking at the back and seeing Ethan, like the character,
Wow.
and being like seeing.
Well, his name was Gold back then, wasn't it?
No, it's is it gold?
I think Ethan is like the
anime?
remake version.
Is it really?
I think it's Gold, and Silver is the rival.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Why am I thinking of so Ethan?
Ethan is what they call him in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Oh,
Ethan. Oh, maybe it was Ethan and Chris.
let us know in the comments.
Yeah, wasn't it? Maybe it's Ethan and Chris, and then you have. No, it's
Chris-
that-
I
it's,
feel bad
it's,
for
it's
Chris.
Gold and Silver and Gold, Silver, and Chris.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
And
bad
then
for Chris because Chris is like,
Dude, she just disappeared. She's in Pokemon Masters.
and don't even talk to me about Lyra.
Bro, who is that farm girl?
The Meryl.
Get her out of here.
I don't
dude.
want to see your Meryl unless I
No.
can battle. I don't want to see it.
Dude, we should be able to battle her. She should be in the Pokemon World Tournament.
It's so weird. Like, why are we showing this? Why are they showing us this character?
What would her team be? Lyra's team. Maybe Meryl.
Azumarill. Is she keeping the Meryl?
No, she'd evolve it. Well, it's like Pikachu.
Yeah, I can
It's
see
like
that.
Pikachu on Mount Solar.
Yeah, okay.
So
well, first of all, where are we battling her? Goldenrod City?
I was gonna say the lake of the Dragon's Den.
Ooh, but that you battle Claire and Lance there.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe Ovine City. Cherry Grove.
In the city?
No, you.
Oh, Cherry
no,
Grove.
No, you battle her in New Barktown.
No, it messes with the vibe. I like the peaceful
I think,
windmills in the back. I don't want to be bothered by.
That's like iconic though. That's kind of iconic.
I was thinking like the Safari Zone. Did
she go there?
The Johto Safari Zone.
That's kind of cool.
Because that area is brand new. I love the ambience, the vibe of it. Okay. So make it. If you're gonna show Lyra, who's a new character, she's not Chris. Give her the appropriate setting for her appropriate debut.
Okay, so what would her team be?
Azumarill?
Or just Meryl?
Oh, Meryl. Okay, Meryl.
Level 90 Meryl.
No,
honestly, she'd be like a Gym 3 battle, and that's like it'd be like May or Brendan.
Yeah.
In Gen 3, where it's like you fight them at level like in their 20s, and then you never fight them again.
Yeah, you do.
No, you fight them when they're like...
Oh, right before Fortree City?
Yeah.
And then it's Wally at the end.
Or was... Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird. They just, like, fell off.
Yeah.
It's like...
So, anyways, so she'd have, like, a level 30 Meryl.
Okay.
Yeah, all of her Pokemon are level 30. She has 4 Pokemon. What are they?
She's 4 Pokemon? Okay.
Did she get a Togepi, too?
No, there's only one.
You know what? She should have one of the eggs from the daycare. Because I think her parents are... Or her grandparents.
Yeah. And there's, like, that weird cutscene where she's,
like...
She's like talking to the character, and the grandpa's like, "Ooh, who is this?"
Yeah.
Like,
there's like a flirting.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you're gonna build a character, have an ending.
For sure. Yeah. What happens?
Just I want to battle her. Don't just be.
Yeah.
It's like having an NPC that you can't even.
Where does she go to? She really goes.
She drops off. Something happened.
What? That's awful.
Yeah. It's
okay. So her team is Meryl. Maybe one of the baby Pokemon.
Are they going to stay a baby?
No, they can evolve it.
I might just go Pikachu. As basic as that sounds.
That's so basic.
Maybe, do we go Jinx?
Yeah, dude, smooch him.
She has the baby?
And then she gets a Jinx.
Alright, so it's level 30.
Or how about, what's...
Delibird. Let's go Delibird. let's bring Gen 2.
She's always giving you items.
Yeah, but like, show us the weak Gen 2 pokes. Like, show us Sunflora. When has Sunflora ever given love in Gen 2?
Never.
You have to grit and grind just to get the stone in the Bill's grandfather's cave house.
Do you think
it's ridiculous.
Do you think people eat sunflora seeds in Johto?
Probably. I think there's a weird like fish in Pokemon. There's there's Magikarp and there's fish.
No, I don't believe that. That's early canon. That's like before it was established. Not recently.
So you think it's been like
actually no, you're right, because actually what happens is even in recent games they'll be called like the fish Pokemon. So it's like, what the heck is a fish? There's a fish egg group. So what the heck is a fish?
I think there's animals and then there's Pokemon.
Yeah.
It'd be like in our world. If we have animals, right?
Bro.
We have like fish and sharks and bears and tigers and that kind of
lions.
stuff. Yeah. Oh my. But we have Pokemon. You can't go over there and like pet a Lillipup.
True.
As much as I want to.
As much as my heart desires it.
Yeah. As much as I want a Beware, walking around the town.
Yeah. We can't have it. It's too dangerous.
It's too dangerous.
All right.
And morally, ethically, physically, just
spiritually,
dimensionally.
Yeah, dimensionally, absolutely. So. Okay, so I think all right. Anyways, I don't want Lyra in the game. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
So what was the first memory you had with Pokemon?
Okay, so it was getting Silver.
That's so cool.
The box.
Who gave it to you?
It must have been my parents. And I remember I got it, and then we went to my cousin's house. And I remember being like a little kid, hyped up, wanting to play the game. And I remember the drive back home, taking everything in, and it's my senses were heightened, and I realized I knew
my life has changed forever.
Yeah, it
Did you know what it was at the time?
Yeah, I knew
You knew what Pokemon was? Oh, because you watched the anime.
I did, but I couldn't get the games because I didn't know how to. I had to learn how to read first.
True,
and I'm my parents were like, gotta learn to read because it was all the games were you have to read in the games.
True, absolutely.
So they're like, read first and then get the games, and I was like, that motivated me. I'm like, in order to get the games, I'm gonna read.
You're passing all your classes.
Phonics,
I love that, dude.
Getting A's, and so it was like, So
I feel like I learned a lot of words through Pokemon, like charcoal.
Yep, facade.
Facade. I was just gonna say facade.
Which I always thought was Facade because I'm reading
thought it
as,
was
like,
Facade.
like as reading it as is.
Dude, even Smogon, I used to call them tires.
Smogon
tires. I was like, no, it's tires. And I remember you and Blandon were like, it's tears. I'm like,
no.
you don't cry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's,
So yeah,
that's pretty sick.
silver.
Silver.
I actually last year I bought a box of
cool.
silver. I'm like, it's in my, it's
awesome.
framed, it's in my apartment, it's in my bookcase.
Yeah.
It's like this is what I wanted.
Yeah.
I like the old games. The box arts for those were like an experience.
It really was, and
The
those
artwork
old,
and stuff.
But the cardboard though, because it has so much additional value.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a card because it's cardboard,
Yeah.
and it's so many of them are just tossed away.
Yeah.
They're valuable now, right? I have all my DS games and all my DS boxes because they're plastic, right?
Yeah.
Right, but the cardboard ones crumple,
Yeah.
and they get tossed.
That's why you gotta frame them.
What's the rarest Pokemon item in your collection?
Item? Like real life?
Physical piece of media or merch.
That's a good question.
Your favorite?
Do we consider artwork?
Your favorite? What's your favorite?
Artwork?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a artwork of me, you, and my cousin.
Yeah.
And we all have our like respective like pokes. I have a Feraligatr. You have a Scizor.
Yeah.
Cousin has a Marowak.
You know, I have a version of that. If you keep, Let me get that.
Okay.
It's right here. That's keep describing it.
Yeah. So I remember getting that game or getting that piece of artwork, and just being like, "This was so cool."
Oh, dude, look at that.
Oh. So clean.
So clean, dude.
It's got the Ken Sugimori artwork style.
That's Matt's up top looking like Ash with his Feraligatr.
Yeah.
You got Alex down there with Marowak.
Yeah.
And then that's me looking like
Gary.
an ace trainer, Gary with Scizor. That's honestly so cool. I forgot about this, man. That's honestly
So
so
I
cool.
would say I don't have any plushies. I do want to get a plushie sometime. But I would say that's probably up there. It's just like, to me, it's like, it's sentimental. It was like, the fact that you guys gave it to me meant a lot. And it was, I remember you guys wrapped it. I was like, wow, this is like crazy.
Yeah.
And like, I never like cry. I really don't cry that much, like when I get things.
Yeah.
I'm just like always like,
I forgot we actually got it commissioned for you.
wow.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like I got a version for myself, but
Yeah. It's just for me.
no, yeah, I mean, I honestly forgot that we commissioned it and got it for you. I think in my mind I was like, oh, we all got it together, but yeah, we got it made for you.
Yeah. And so it really
That's
meant
awesome,
a,
dude.
yeah,
I
it really meant a
forgot
lot
about
that you
that.
guys did that for me. So definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
That's probably number one. Like I do want to get it's like a Pokeball. Like,
Yeah.
I want to get a legit,
They have like super nice ones now.
yeah, so that's on the list. A plushie. I almost got a plushie at PAX.
Yeah.
But
Shoulda. Which
was
one would you get?
I kind of want to get Totodile, but
Yeah.
I know the dimensions of that are off. I've always wanted to get a Snorlax beanbag chair.
Yeah.
That's on my list.
That'd be epic.
Last summer I got a Lapras float.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna.
Did you really? Did you really? For the pool?
Just for a pool. Like I didn't.
That's
because I was
sick.
going to a lake and I was like, maybe I get this, but then there's like you can't really put that in a lake.
Yeah.
Because then you'll like venture off to sea.
You'll just disappear.
Yeah, you'll see like a speedboat, and that'll be the last thing you see.
Yeah, yeah,
It'll be
you'll
on the
drown.
news, like local
Pokemon catcher.
Yeah, dies on a Lapras.
Pokemon Go player dies on a Lapras.
I mean, if I'm gonna go out like that,
Yeah.
like that's the way to go.
What's your favorite Pokemon game?
It's got to be Crystal.
Yeah.
As it's
think we asked
nostalgia.
this
It's
earlier,
Gen. It's Crystal. Yeah. So Crystal's my.
Crystal's number one. That's fair, dude, because it's the emotion. Whatever is it's the emotion that matters.
I do recognize Heart Gold, Soul Silver are the
Better
quintessential.
playthroughs.
They're as close to perfection as you can get in a Pokemon game.
I think if Heart Gold Soul Silver had a quicker engine,
Yeah,
slightly
yeah,
quicker
I agree,
engine, I think it
agree.
could be more enjoyable.
I agree.
However, I think there's something nice about the pacing of Heart Gold Soul
Yeah,
Silver.
more intimate. You have to
Yeah.
you have to grind. You have to get to know your pokes. You have to
It makes things more rewarding. I think.
exactly like in this day and age, like we're so used to like get it now. If it's,
Yeah.
if it doesn't load in less than if it loads over 5 seconds, like
Mm-hmm.
something's wrong with the browser. So it's like taking the time to just enjoy the game says a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Totally. So we talked about your Pokemon break already.
Yep.
When did you stop playing?
Stopped playing probably around 2007.
That's like right after Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah, it was after Diamond and Pearl.
Because you played okay.
I played Platinum for a little bit. Like I got to the second town and it just wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
And then
I never had platinum until I was older.
But then I played it again in 2016, and I loved it. So
I did the same thing. I played it in 2016.
Yeah, and I think...
Oh, yeah, we battled each
I
other
beat
after.
you
We both
3
played...
times, yeah.
No, I don't think I don't remember
No,
that.
I beat you twice.
No, that didn't happen.
It was July 2016, I'm not even joking.
I think you should... No, that didn't happen.
Because I beat you... I remember your team. It was the... Who's this? The Serp... He's like...
Drapion.
It was Drapion, Togekiss, Empoleon.
No, you know what happened? The connection got...
No, that was our Gen 1 battle.
Oh, okay.
So,
we were battling
Gen
Gen 1 and the connection.
And then I beat you in Gen 4,
separated.
then I beat you in Gen 6. So
okay.
It was an overall solid day for me.
Okay,
so.
That's fine.
But
I think that was your other friend, but...
Yeah. Maybe another DustyGogoat.
Yeah. All right. What's something that you think deserves to be a Pokemon or inspired?
In real life?
Yeah, like what Pokemon are you like, why does this not exist? For me, it might be like a guitar.
Yeah, I think a guitar is a good one. Kricketune almost reminds me of a guitar. The way it's shaped.
Yeah. Except Krickatune's not very good.
Why is it not good?
I don't think it's a good design. I just don't think it's good.
Well, it's good competitively.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Think of one redeeming quality. Go.
It's sound. It's sound. It's like like that's like it's better than Chatot.
Sure.
It's like not like.
Don't even try to.
Yeah.
Can you do low punny? All right. Do
a take.
Yeah.
Like really, guys?
All right. So new Pokemon. What do you think?
Okay, I'm thinking like taco.
Taco?
We've seen ice cream.
Okay.
We've seen car keys. I mean, I'm thinking of things you can eat. I mean, Slurpuff. It's like
you would eat a Slurpuff.
I mean, it's based off of.
It's true. Yeah, I would too. I would eat it. Cotton candy.
Alchemy.
Yeah.
Based off cream.
Delicious.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go taco. Give me a nice taco.
What type would it be?
It'd be ground beef and fire.
Like ground beef.
Yeah, ground beef, and it would need to be done well. I don't want to see a walking taco. That's like the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
Vanillux, it's based off ice cream, but
it makes sense. It's a floating sentient ice creature
Yeah.
that resembles ice cream.
Is that the only food poke? Vanillux?
No, there's a lot of food Pokemon.
Besides Alchemy and Slurpuff.
Lechonk.
That's a pig.
It's a ham.
We don't.
Bro,
you don't create.
Bro, it's a ham.
Not in its form. Do you eat a pig the way that it's?
I think you said all of them. Alchemy, Slurpuff.
So, that
dude, Fido, is literally bread.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
literally bread.
But it's like it's an untapped market, and it needs to be adding more to that market, because it's like if you have. I like Vanillux. I like that they took that edge. Like I know it kind of gets its flack, and sometimes deservedly so.
Yeah.
But they stepped outside their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to see another Pika clone. I know it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Gen 10 is gonna be like, where's the Pika clone? Where's the Route 1 rodent?
Dude, Gen 10 is closer than we think.
We need to be ready for Gen 10.
What region do you think Gen 10 is gonna be based on?
I think, in my heart, I want India.
Yeah.
I think it's right there. You have
Capraja in the room.
You have literally. You have Arbok. You have like, just so much like it's such a beautiful country.
Arbok's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Zangoose, Seviper.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, like, I think they've always played it safe.
Sure.
Like they've done European countries. They've never done China.
Yeah.
I know there's the whole history. You guys brought this up in the podcast.
Yeah, Lumi's talked about this.
But then he also brought up a point.
Was it Lumi or Dr. Lava?
I think it was Lumi, because you guys talked about it. But then Lumi brought up the counterpoint of, in World War II, the U.S. was involved. They did all those crimes against, they dropped the bomb, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a region based off the U.S.
I know.
So it's not out of their wheelhouse to go do that. But
yeah, I think the difficult thing for me is if they're gonna base a new Pokemon region in whole generation cycle on a real world country that would have maybe dangerous implications or a dangerous environment for them to hold worlds.
Yeah.
That's what I think is going to be the real issue. I don't think the U.S. is a dangerous place now in reference to the warfare that had occurred between Japan and the U.S.
Right.
I don't think there's really any animosity there anymore.
No, it's
I think the
friendly.
real thing is like, okay, if it's going to be a Russia-based region, who wants to go to Russia right now?
Yeah.
Right.
The politics do like
it matter. I think the current
matters to a
politics
certain extent.
matter.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Like guess what? We're not gonna see a what is it called? An Israel based Pokemon region in the next 10 years.
Because there's too much strife. There's too much
exactly.
Like especially like for a marketing thing. Like if they presented that,
they're gonna be like, "Hey, check it out."
Like check out.
They're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?"
It would be a media takedown.
No,
it would be
awful.
like
it would just. I mean, it would also just be.
Bad.
It's just not going to happen because it would be insensitive.
So where do you think it's gonna? Where's Gen 10?
Dude, you're not supposed to like flip it on me in my own
sorry,
show.
sorry.
I think you're putting the pressure on me, dude. I think I think Australia would be an easy option, but I also think I'd rather something that a little bit. Here's the thing: I'm kind of sick of Europe, but I do kind of like the puzzle pieces of Europe. That excites me a little bit.
Italy. I think if we're going back to Europe or the Pokemon version of Europe, do they have continents? Or is it just towns?
I think
just countries.
Yeah, just the counties.
Yeah.
No, the countries. Yeah. So, I think there's also this kind of cycle where it's like, okay, if the last game was, I don't know, how do we say this? Like Legends Arceus was Japanese.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Then we go to Paldea, which is kind of tropical, arid, right?
And it's based off the Iberian Peninsula. It's not just Spain.
Yes.
Portugal as well.
Yeah, yeah. So we have that, and that's like a whole new thing. It feels different. It looks different. Now we're going to... Yeah, I guess we're going to Legends. We're going to Kalos, which again will feel and look. It's kind of more industrial. Yep. It's got a little bit more of a beauty. It's not. It's a little bit more. It's like a colder region. So I wonder. I'm like, what is the thing that's gonna? What's the region in the location that's gonna kind of, follow that and look different enough for it to be its own unique selling point?
Also,
what is that region gonna look like?
I agree with what you're saying, but we always have to go back to where's Masuda? Where are they traveling to?
Yeah, wasn't he in like Sweden or the Netherlands?
Oh,
that was the big rumor recently.
And I feel kind of bad for him because like he could be
going to visit like an old friend.
He's like taking a family vacation, and it's like he's like with his like they're just going to like Amsterdam, and like everybody's like
the whole community is like
we're going to Amsterdam, Gen 10. It's like he's like I'm just trying to take a vacation.
His friend is like on his friend is sick.
Yeah, he's like
he's just trying to send condolences.
Yeah. It's like I'm just going to visit a friend who's terminal.
You know how like people will like track Elon Musk's in his private jets. It's
really?
It's like the Pokemon community's doing that with Masuda, tracking his every whereabouts just to find where the new generation's going to be.
They do that?
No.
I've heard that with like Taylor Swift.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's
it's like, but we care about him just because of like what the new game's going to be.
Yeah. It's like, so, and it's like,
you know what would be cool? I honestly,
there's a pattern.
I'm a little biased. I would love anything in New England. I think New England itself could be a whole new region.
That is biased.
Well, here, it fits into the puzzle piece where New England neighbors Unova.
Yep.
So it's almost got this like Johto to Kanto feel to it, right?
Yep.
You have Black 1, Black 2, Black 3 is you go to New England.
No.
Bro, come on, dude. Why is it a stretch?
Because it has to be in...
It's a secondary region. It's a secondary... Maybe you play through the whole game in the secondary region.
I can see that.
And then you go
to
mainland Unova.
Ooh, I kind of like that. Do the whole Gen 2 thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Johto to Kanto. Okay.
How cool would that be? And then also, and you would call it Neo Galar. Because it's New England.
Oh...
Right?
I like that. I like that. Let's do it.
That'd be sick, dude. And I'm a little biased because I live in New England.
Yeah.
But wouldn't that be sick?
It's the region. It has so much going on for it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii's a beautiful little state.
Yeah.
And they made a game for. They made a region for that.
Did you say beautiful little state?
Did I say little?
I don't know, but it's.
I think it's the second smallest.
Is it actually?
I know Rhode Island is the smallest.
All right.
And then it might be Delaware.
But you're right. Yeah, dude. You're right. Delaware. Delaware should have its own region.
Yeah, but.
I think California could be cool. Texas could be cool.
Yeah.
The thing about the U.S. is it's so big, even though it's just one giant country.
Yep.
Every state feels like its own country because every state has its own culture.
Yeah, they
so
really
theoretically, you could make, like, I'm sick. Yeah, dude, I'm sick of Europe.
I am too.
Bring it back to the U.S.
Yep.
That's what I want to see.
But it's like I don't want to. I could see South America.
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the thing. There are so many places in the world. I would love to see all of them. I'm ignorant to all of them.
But at the same time, like, if you go to, like, let's say, the middle of South America.
Yeah.
If you go to Uruguay. I think, let's say, I mean, Uruguay's on the coast. But if you go to, like, Venezuela. No. is it Paraguay? It's the one that's in the middle between Brazil and Argentina, and that's in the middle. And I'm sure it's a beautiful culture. Great soccer team back in the 20th century. They won a bunch of World Cups.
Did they?
Yeah, they won the first and second ever.
Okay.
But anyway, it's like Paris, France is meant for immersion. Like if you want to make a game, you look at certain cities, you look at certain countries, you're like...
They're dense.
They're dense and they have so much culture. They have the Eiffel Tower. You see that, you know what it is. You know where you are. Yeah. Same with London. Same with Spain. These are iconic touristy countries that you go to and you know about them before you go. And
so where are you going with this? Because I have maybe a rebuttal.
Because they have to choose somewhere that...
Yeah, it's nationally recognized.
And I don't like saying that because I feel like every country has beauty within
it.
Yeah.
Because what I'm tempted to say right now is some of that is self-perpetuated, right? It's literally any location could be the next greatest place if it had the resources to bring tourism, to create new things. Yep. Or, I'm sure there are some there's a lot of places in Europe that were at the time, because of economic reasons, maybe immoral reasons, became the center of the universe. Right, in Europe, and then we just know about them just because their stories were passed on or whatever. Yeah, right. But there's I'm trying to be honest with my ignorance. I don't know anything about South America, right? Yeah. I don't know anything. I don't. Yeah. I don't know anything. Right. I know nothing about Australia. We have people on from Australia tell me stuff. I know nothing about the Middle East. I'm sure there's beautiful places all over that place.
Yeah. I mean, even the Middle East, there's so much history. That's the birthplace of human civilization.
Exactly.
Africa, but then, when, you have the Persians, you have the Babylonians, you have all these different cultures that thrived because they utilized agriculture, they utilized farming to really become the first superpowers of the day.
That's beautiful, dude.
And that, to me, would, if we had a Middle East region, that'd be amazing. But that would, get destroyed in the marketing world. The Middle East, because it's a broad region. When you say Middle East, you don't. There's
what are you talking about?
You could be saying Israel. You could be saying
that's like saying Africa.
Yeah,
it's you refer to the continent instead of a specific country there.
Yeah, And it's there's so many countries within the Middle East, within Africa that could use exploring. Yeah, but it's sad because I feel when they choose regions, they're okay, what's gonna sell?
What's gonna? I think what they do is they take a look at where Pokemon already sells the most. Or potentially where a new market could be expanded. Right. And they go, this year it's going to be the Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah, it's kind of like to the winner go the spoils. To the victor go the spoils. The highest bidder.
So bring it on back to New England.
Yeah, seriously. Dude, just give us a little breadcrumb.
Boston, can you imagine Boston? That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Wasn't the new Fallout game in Boston? Fallout 4?
Yeah, dude, it could happen. All right, that was a long
crazier things have happened.
Question: What Pokemon needs a new regional form?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest. I want to say Huntail.
Okay.
But it's tough. Because then it's water pokes.
What's the theme?
Because I liked with Meowth. Meowth adapted to its surroundings. Yeah. You saw, as much as I don't like Galarian Meowth, but I recognize the fact that it's doing this twice. Yeah. That says something, because cats are very adaptable. Cats are very historical.
For sure, yeah. They should take a dog Pokemon. I was
just gonna say, and Hisuian Arcanine, did you like that? Did you like?
So my issue with most regional forms is that people treat them almost like a way to fix a type or to fix the type of a Pokemon. Yep. And that's not how you do it. A regional form is literally take this Pokemon and give it a new type for a different concept.
For a different region and for a different purpose.
Yeah. And so honestly, a lot of those designs are cool. They're interesting. Are they my favorite? No. In a lot of ways, they end up being forgettable.
I'm thinking Tropius.
Tropius
is
what would it be? If it's not a banana tree.
It would have to adapt to the city. Or maybe it's bigger. Maybe it's smaller. Look at Alolan Executor.
Sure.
To me, Alolan Executor is the best regional form for what it does. Because it's a regional form.
Yeah, it's a regional form, and it changes the type, but it just makes sense for the region.
I hate how it's dragon.
Oh, I love that. But you love dragons.
I'm a dragon. But it's it doesn't need to be... dragons, to me... Maybe it's just my opinion. Yeah. Dragons are
they're pure.
They should be strong. They should have wings. If we're being honest,
No.
they should have wings. Unless Gudra, maybe.
No,
Gudra's okay.
Go back, watch our dragon deep dive episode. Dragons do not need to have wings.
They should.
No.
And
what
I
about dinosaurs?
quintessential.
Tyrantrum?
That's not a dragon.
Tyrantrum.
It's a dragon, but it shouldn't be a dragon.
It should be a dragon.
No, that should be rock.
It is rock. It's rock dragon.
That shouldn't be dragon though.
It should, dude. It's a T-Rex.
No.
What other type would a T-Rex be?
It would just be pure rock.
No.
Can a T-Rex fly?
It doesn't need to fly. That's a flying type.
Quintessential dragons, like when you think of dragon, what do you think of? The first poke that comes to your mind.
Salamence.
Yeah, it can fly. And I'm like,
Yeah.
so
But it's also a serpent.
no. Sorry, it's a dragon.
You know what I want? I want a water type or a rock type. I want either a cave dragon, salamence, or I want a water, like a serpent. Ugh, like a serpent salamence.
It lost its wings, like they're down on its like
They're
legs
like
or
gills.
something.
It's a shark.
That's the thing, like with water pokes, like Huntail will be tough because like water's
You
the
just put
same
it on
all
land.
around.
But that'd be a convergent.
Ooh, that would be convergent.
Yeah.
No, it'd be regional.
No, it'd be convergent. It wouldn't be Huntail. It'd be like Stuntail.
Stuntail. Stuntail and
It'd be an electric type. Yeah, it'd be an electric type snake. Anyways, okay.
So my final answer,
Yeah.
Tropius. I don't know how they would do it, but
Well, you got to think of a way to do it. Bananas.
bananas
trees.
become light bulbs. It's adapted to the city. It's like, you know, you look at like
Okay.
look at any animal that's like had to adapt, like rats.
Okay.
Rats lived in the forest. Now they live in
So
cities.
it's a street lamp now.
Yeah, street lamps. It's adapted. It's instead of
That's so lame.
crazier things have happened.
No, I know. That's possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm like, I don't want. That doesn't sound cool.
It's tough because it's like regional forms.
You like Tropius, is what you're saying.
I
like
I like
Tropius.
Tropius.
Yeah.
I've used Tropius in a playthrough. I've
I
tried
have
to
too.
use him in a battle.
Razorleaf.
Really?
Oh yeah, Razorleaf's
Razorleaf,
good.
yeah,
Get the
it's-
crit.
But he needs something more.
Yeah.
He needs an evolution. If we're being
He
honest.
needs a dragon type,
He looks like a dragon. Grass dragon.
but he looks and he flies.
And he flies. He is a dragon.
All right, what we already talked about. What Pokemon needs a Mega Evolution?
Yeah. Oh, Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did. Did I say Mega? Oh, Mega Chestnut, Mega.
Sure.
Greninja. Gen
I
6
think
in
those will
general,
happen.
It's sad to me. Gen 6 has been kicked down
Yeah.
and like stomped on,
Yeah.
and then it called its cab, called it ambulance, and the ambulance like kind of it went by a little bit, but then it went speeding away,
Yeah.
and the Gen 6 was
So,
on the ground,
dude,
like,
honestly,
having
so
to crawl to the
disrespectful.
hospital,
Yeah.
and now its crawl has finally it finally got to the hospital,
Yeah.
and it's saying like, please help me. So it's up to Legends ZA to administer CPR, clean up the bruising, clean up the bleeding. Because to me, I love Gen 6, and what has happened to it has been so. It's been sad. Like I love Gen 5. I love Gen 4. Gen 6, like I said, it's been kicked down on the ground, stomped on, and now it's crawling to the hospital. It's finally at the hospital. And the verdict is out for us to see, can it survive?
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I'm gonna cry. Yeah. Fingers crossed. So Mega Tropius, or would you say Mega Delphox?
Mega Delphox.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever get a new evolution?
I think we will. I was floored when we didn't.
Dude,
Gen
I'm
8
insulted.
and Gen
So lazy.
I use this phrase sometimes.
Slap in the
in the
face.
face.
Slap
I
in
was
the
like,
face.
I was bamboozled. I was like, why is this not? Everything was set up. It's a new region. It's an even game. And before it was 4 got Glaceon, Leafeon, 6 got Sylveon.
Bro,
Gen 8
don't break the patterns.
just
It's
make
insulting.
it happen. Make it happen. And it's like,
There's no reason not to make it happen.
like if they think about it, what came after Sword and Shield? Was it Let's Go Eevee? No, Let's Go Eevee came before.
Yeah.
So it's like
it was BDSP.
no, it went Let's Go Eevee, then Sword and Shield, then BDSP.
Yeah.
So you just made a game where Eevee was the heavy feature. Just I don't care if it's like a steel type. It could be dragon, poison, just something. And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. That's the word I would use.
So I totally agree. I think we will get a new evolution when there's a new type, and I think in Gen 10, I think Gen 10 as a form of marketing, if they release a new type,
yeah,
that's huge. They go, bro, you're gonna want to play this. We have a new type.
Because I mean, Gen 9
That changes everything, dude.
The fact that Gen 9 didn't have a new type, it almost felt like a Gen 8 a redundant Gen 8.
No, because the marketing push was like on not the graphics, but the textures of the Pokemon, and also the fact that it was an open world game.
Yeah,
that was the big focus. It was this is an open world game, and now it's like, well, what are they going to market now?
Yeah,
they're going to market a new type.
Do you think voice acting comes back? Are we going to see Chairman Rose with the?
Dude, yeah, I hope. I want it to happen, but I'm also like, that could be awful.
No, I disagree. Why would it be awful?
I don't know. It'll be good. It would be good. It would be better
than seeing the Obstagoon and Toxtricity at the end of Gen 8 be like...
and it's all silent?
Yes.
It's so silent.
Why is it... They're a rock band.
Why did they not make music that fits?
And I don't want... Like, Ed Sheeran,
yeah.
Like, that is not going to replace voice acting.
Bro.
Is it Sharon? Ed Sheeran?
Sheeran?
It's like...
Sheeran.
Yeah, Duran. Yeah, is it SHEER?
Ed Sheeran. I think it's Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran.
Okay, Sharon. Ed Sheeran. Yeah, that sounds right.
It's Ned Sheeran, right?
Ed.
Oh, Ed Sheeran. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Ned Stark. Even though his real name was Eddard Stark. Yeah.
Right? Did we already talk about Gen 5 remakes?
No, we did. Did we?
I think a little bit before this.
No, I don't think we did.
Thoughts?
Okay. I think it could happen this year.
Yeah.
Even if it's like a BDSP.
Yeah.
I would almost be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like BDSP. The thing I didn't like about BDSP is it was lazy, and it was almost like
a slap in the face.
It was almost like it was a punch in the gut.
You know what BDSP was? It was just like
bland.
It was like pointless. It's like, why are we making this? What is?
Yep.
To me, it's like, what is better about this than the originals?
Than Platinum.
Yeah, than Platinum.
It looks better.
Why don't you just port Platinum?
Yes, and I'm like,
the Underground is cool, and the post game, like Legendary Collections, those are actually kind of cool. Which I honestly should do. I have never finished it.
Have you played both Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl?
No, I don't intend to.
So,
I do not intend to.
My thing is, I play every single game. I played every single U.S. mainline game. I've never played Green because that's only in Japan. There's only Japanese. I can't get it.
I mean, I think if you're like gonna be, a real purist, you would play that. You'd find a way.
No, I'm happy with the U.S. mainline games. I tried. I've mused about it. I've thought about it. I've been like, okay, sometimes, good is sometimes just good enough.
Sure. Okay.
So I'm thinking like...
Sounds like you're a little bit defeatist.
Once you reach the top of the mountain, you're like, okay, I got to it. Like, sometimes if you climb, like...
Like Archeops.
Archeops?
Defeatist?
He would get a good... If he got a regional form, I could
cool.
see that. Maybe like Diamond.
We want to do a deep dive on fossils.
Ooh.
And then in that episode, it's going to be some like heavy speculation on like what... Anyways, that's going to be fun. But stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new.
Yeah. So... Wait, what was I saying about... Gen 5... Gen 4... Gen BDSP... So I play every single US mainline game. Yeah. Even if it's terrible, which I think BDSP are. I played Brilliant Diamond. I had my 3 starters. I had Garchomp, Roserade, and Lucario.
Yeah.
But then... Playing through Shining Pearl, it was so hard.
Geodude.
Actually, I got a shiny Starly at the beginning.
That's cool.
And it was like, now I need to play through this game.
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah. So I got shiny Staraptor, Pachirisu.
Okay.
Drapion, Toxicroak.
Okay.
And I think that was it.
Okay.
But it took like so much effort to play through that game. Like I was in pain.
Yeah.
I was like, this is exhausting. I don't want to play this game, but it was like there's the finish line. I need to get to the finish line. And I'm like, just finish the game and call it a day. So.
So do you want Gen 5 remakes?
I do, because I think Gen 5 offers more than Gen 4.
Yeah.
To me, Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum is okay, but they're boring games. Yeah. They're sleepy jazz. They're like, okay, you got to the post game, but back then 2008, like there was a competitive scene, but it was in its infancy.
You're making me want to play some Gen 5.
I love Gen 5.
It's such a good game.
It's so, especially Black 2, the PWT.
Yeah.
Like that to me is the best tournament feature they've ever had.
You know why it was so good? It was because it like brought together everything. What I used to love about old Pokemon is that it brings the whole universe together into a single game.
Yep.
Right? When you're playing the new game in Unova, at that time, everything else that you've played through in Sinnoh and Hoenn, Johto, Kanto, those things are still happening, existing.
Yeah.
And in a lot of recent games, I don't think you know that. When you're playing through Paldea, it's like you're the main character, nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Where in my mind, I'm like, no, I want to see what's happening elsewhere. And thankfully, the DLC of Gen 9 kind of gave us a glimpse of that, where we got to go to Unova. We got to go to Kitakami.
Blueberry
right?
Academy, really?
Dude, the real thing is...
Are you thinking that's Unova?
That's Unova. It is Unova.
It's an island out in the middle of the sea.
In Unova. It's
Is that confirmed?
Yes. Yeah. They say it when you play it. The first thing the person says before you even go there is like, "Oh, did you know the Blueberry Academy's in Unova?"
Oh, the guy, Mr.
No, I think it's one of the teachers.
Oh.
But anyways, so
Gen 5.
Well, but to go back on the other thing, I think Gen 10 is going to be in wherever Kitakami is in Japan. It's going to be a Japanese region. New type.
Really?
Yep. New type.
New
types discovered in Japan. Yeah.
If it has new types, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Like, just give me something new. Gen 9 was...
What would it be? Rubber type?
Sound. I think
sound's not going to happen.
Sound or space.
No.
What do you mean?
Cosmic could happen.
That's...
No,
Sound is like my what I want. Cosmic is what I think's going to happen.
Yeah. I talked to Gator X and I was like, no, it's not going to happen.
Why?
He just made a good point for why it wouldn't happen.
Oh, he did that?
Well, I guess... Yeah. He put out a video that's like incredible, and it convinces me why Sound won't be a type.
Sound sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds. But Cosmic, there's so much more potential. You have
Lunatone, Soul Rock,
Clefairy, Clefable,
Staryu,
Deoxys, Starmie,
Dialga, Palkia.
Yeah, all the Gen 7,
the Mythicals,
the UBs.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's like, I mean, you could even like Dimensional could be a thing,
bro.
Like
I would love
UB,
it.
like I know what was it? Nihilego is like poison rock. Like that never made sense to me.
No, that makes sense.
Like I mean, the poison I could see, but like why rock?
It's glass, which is the type of rock.
Really? Is glass?
Well, I guess it's not really a rock. It should be sand. It should be ground type.
No, it's poison. It's like a jellyfish.
It's glass though. It's a glass jellyfish.
Oh,
because that's why. And they designed it that way because it doesn't make sense, and that's why it's a UB.
Oh, so it's like, but you know,
listen, I don't think the UBs need to be cosmic type. There's a lot of in-universe or like
the UBs did not get enough appreciation.
No,
there's so many good UBs, and it's like you can't get them in Gen. Yeah. You can get them in Gen 8, but not Gen 9.
Is there like a cryptid or like a monster category that we haven't seen yet that you think they could introduce?
It's tough.
Like we had the Paradox.
I think Paradox was like an alternate version. Like that to me would be like perfect. Like an alternate version of a poke.
Yeah.
That's like, and they did it, and I think they did it really well. I almost feel like there's too many Paradox.
No.
Like
there's not enough.
Can you name? Like what is the Entei one? Iron.
Gouging Fire.
Those are really.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't played Gen 9 enough.
I don't think you have.
I played Scarlet and Violet. I'm playing Violet right now.
Yeah.
And I love Goldango.
Yeah, Goldango's cool.
I think Goldango might be my top 3.
Wow. But you've already said your top 6 Pokemon.
My dream team is an actual team. Like in my bank, like they're my precious dream team.
Yeah. Are they level 100?
No.
Okay.
They're undefeated.
You just put them in glass. They don't get touched.
Yep. They will never be.
They're purified the way they were.
Yeah. Mint 10.
Yeah.
Like they're just
pre-power creep.
They're undefeated. They never lost a battle.
Yeah, but they've only had 2 battles.
Still never lost a battle.
Batting 1,000.
And I knew when to walk away. I'm like, guys.
But dude, here's the thing: if you fought me with them, they would lose. And then they wouldn't be your dream team.
Because I was better in Gen 7. Like I was on a streak in Gen 7.
Dude, I just want I wish someone could just challenge me.
What happened in our last battle? I'm a little hazy. I can't remember. Did you win or did I win?
You did win.
And what happened in the battle before that?
I think you won.
You brought only 4 to a doubles?
Bro, no, don't even get into that.
No.
We're not talking about that on the podcast.
Okay, fine.
Because don't even get me into it.
All right. But
dude, I came to that battle expecting a singles match.
I thought you said we were going to talk about it.
And then you said, no, let's do doubles. And then I thought VGC rules was you only bring 4 Pokemon. No.
There's VGC, then there's the streets.
Yeah, there's streets doubles, which is 6v6.
Street rules.
Bro, don't even get me started.
That was a learning lesson for you. That was a teachable moment.
Do you think they would ever redistribute or reshuffle Pokemon stats? Because they did that in Gen 7.
Yeah.
A lot of Pokemon got additional stat points. I think that feels like a Gen 10 thing.
I agree. I think there's a lot of pokes that need it. I think if you brought back like Kecleon.
Yeah.
Like Kecleon, would be amazing with like a better attack stat, maybe a better HP, so it can it can almost be like a Snorlax. It can just be utilized more as a tank that can like camouflage.
There's just so much power creep. I think a lot of Pokemon could benefit with additional stats like that.
And like it's almost like with Megas, like Mawile was probably the best receiver of that like boost, and it's like then Mawile was actually valid.
Or Kangaskhan.
Do you think Kangaskhan was it over? Like, do you think it was broken?
Yeah.
In your opinion?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost feel like it didn't need it. Same with like Mega Lucario.
Well, I loved it. I like Kangaskhan and it got a Mega, which was sick.
Yeah.
No, that was so cool.
I agree. I love it, but it's like I like seeing pokes that are weak.
Like, I had one that I would use.
Yeah, Kimber.
And it wasn't really that good. Like, it was good in our circle.
Yeah.
Because we didn't play Smogon.
Right. Yeah, but it's like...
And then I got a Mega, which was nice.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about pre-Mega.
I'm talking about pre-Mega.
Yeah.
But then
it was good. It was good, but it wasn't like...
And now it doesn't have Mega again.
Yeah. It's sad. And like, why is the baby not a poke?
Yeah, right. I think we need to get some new types.
Yeah.
Or some reshuffling of the stats.
Like, I love to see like Volbeat, Illumise, like pokes that are like kind of a joke.
Dude, give them 50 more BST.
Yeah.
You know?
Just like make them valuable competitively.
Yeah, just
like,
a couple tweaks here and there to make them a little bit more viable. And that's really fun for competitive as well.
Yeah. What would be your number one poke? If you could be like, hey, give this poke
anything?
Yeah. Any poke gets a stat buff.
I don't know, dude. I haven't played competitive. I don't want Scizor.
No.
Come on, it needs it.
That's so boring.
Sableye?
No. If it gets a Mega...
I'd have to take a look. Gogoat.
Gogoat would be good.
Gogoat needs more stat, like, move coverage.
Well, it has, like, Wild Charge.
Yeah, but that's, like... It's not great.
It's something.
It has Surf.
Does it really?
It does, yeah.
So funny.
All right. But yeah, anyways, man, do you have any more any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When is the next, like, if we do get news soon?
Yeah.
What would it be?
What do I expect, or like
what do you expect for Legends ZA?
I think they're gonna show us gameplay, and then that'll be enough of a draw, and then they'll probably brand the trailer with new Pokemon. Maybe a new Pokemon, and then maybe like a hint of you know what it'll be? They'll show us gameplay trailer, gameplay footage. Mm-hmm. They'll show us the ancestors, and the ancestors kind of function like regional Pokemon. Like in the marketing, when you show a character that looks like this character,
yep,
that's exciting.
Like
it's a variant. That's a variant.
Was it Liam with like it was Clay's?
I think his name is Leon.
Leon.
It really was. Yeah, it was Clay's ancestor.
And you knew it was Clay.
Yeah,
you knew it was based.
Yeah.
Like Clay would be the same with like the Komodo.
Commando.
Commando.
So yeah, he was doing it Commando. So I think we're gonna get gameplay trailer with that. We're gonna get some more additional information on we'll get random details that are helpful, and then they'll end the trailer by saying like these are your starter Pokemon, and it'll either be the Kalos starters or it'll be a new set of new starters,
which are blank, blank, and blank.
Poplio and Snivy.
Are you picking like the worst of every generation?
No, I think Snivy.
Poplio?
I think Poplio could be cool.
I think they'll go favorite. They'll go favorite because
I want Poplio to get like a different evolution. Is what I'm saying.
But it's not
they're going to get regional evolutions
in the least favorite starters.
Well, that's a little extreme.
Am I wrong?
No.
Let me know in the chat.
Yeah.
But it's like I feel like in Legends,
Piplup could be cool.
Piplup. Wait,
Piplup.
Oh, okay. I was
like, did I say it wrong? Piplup.
Piplup, that would be cool. I would love the Piplup.
Yeah.
So, penguins are there's so much variety of penguins. There's the Rockhopper penguin, there's the Emperor penguin, there's the tiny penguin, and they can dive like 1,700 feet.
Yeah.
So
that's cool. I think a lot of people right now are picking the most basic answers. They're doing like all the, they're doing all the math. They're like, whoa, look at all these Pokemon. These are the starters that are French.
Yeah.
But guess what? If they're French Pokemon, then they're not going to get a regional form in the France-inspired region to be more France.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you pick Empoleon because it's based on Napoleon, and you pick Superior because it's an emperor or whatever they're called, right? It's a nobility. And then I think they pick, what is the other one that they pick? They pick Cinderace maybe because it's like a soccer player. I'm like,
wait, these are like the most.
These are like ManJTV or whatever. Like everyone has made their video.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, it's probably gonna be Torchic because it's a chicken, and they'll just make it something else. Well, it'll be Torchic, and it'll be Totodile, and it'll be I don't know, whatever.
Let me ask you a question. Why do you think they chose the starters for Legends?
I think all three of them. I think all three of them were probably the most popular of their region.
Yep.
And then also they made sure all of the new regional the Hisuian form evolutions tied into some sort of Japanese or Hokkaido related right
the aspects match. So I'm thinking they're going to probably choose the most popular starters from the other regions, from the other generations. So that means Gen 3, that means Gen 5, that means maybe Gen 8. I don't think they're going to go Gen 6 starters.
Grookey? Gen 8.
You think he's...
I don't know.
I'd say Litten.
Dude, that's what I want. I want Litten.
Yeah,
I want Litten.
Yeah, but that's Gen 7. They've already done that before.
Yeah, you're right.
And I would say... Yeah, Gen 8.
No, I want Sobble because I don't like Inteleon. So they give us.
Why don't you like Inteleon?
I just don't like it.
It's kind of too humanoid, for being honest. I know it's based off the whole James Bond thing.
Yeah.
But it is kind of weird. It's like...
I want Sobble, and I want Trico.
Yep.
And I want... We already got...
You think Trico's the most popular Gen 3 starter?
And Charmander.
No.
No, it'll be Gen 4. It'll be Chimchar.
Over Piplup? No, Piplup was in the anime. It's the most prominent.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll get Piplup.
I really do think that they're going to go for the regions that weren't featured in...
What's the most... Yeah, that could work.
Were you going to say what's the most...
What's the most popular of Gen 8? Grookey. No, it's Scorbunny.
I almost think it's Sobble. Sobble Squad.
That's not a thing.
It is now. What, 4 years after...
Sobble Squad.
Sobble Squad.
Oh, I think it is Squirrel. I think it's Scorbunny, right? Yes, it's Squirrel Squad. I think it's Scorbunny. What's the most popular of Gen 8? Maybe they picked Gen 9?
No.
Bro.
That'd be ludicrous.
That'd be crazy. Luda.
Yeah.
Like,
shout out.
Yeah. Right? And he was at the Super Bowl. Ludicrous.
Yeah. It all makes sense. It all comes together.
Which is where they play football. If football's in France, in FIFA, so it's gonna be Scorbunny.
It all makes sense.
Luda.
Okay, so why do you think I just said it all comes together as a joke? But
it all comes together, dude.
I know that was the whole thing of Gen 7.
Yeah, they're like, it all comes together.
I have to ask, because it kind of bothers me that it was never answered. But why did they say that? So, like, in your opinion, what is the answer?
How did it all come together?
That's what I'm asking. Are we talking about like
flowers?
I need a solid.
That's what they said in Gen 6. They were like, flowers. It's all about flowers. That's what they said in Gen 6.
What do you mean?
That's what like Masuda or whoever said it.
Flowers?
Someone said it was all about like flowers was a big theme in Gen 6.
I thought it was please wait. We appreciate your...
Yeah, it was a lot of please wait. It was a lot of...
That was like... I hated that more than Dexit.
Dude, we suffer a lot as Pokemon fans.
It's pretty bad how much we suffer, you know.
Yeah.
It's a rough life.
It is a really rough life, yeah.
But I remember that was from like December to February.
Yeah.
And it was weird because it's like we look back now, but it's like we were just trying to transfer our pokes over.
Yeah.
They were, what was it before? It was just Gen 5. And then how did we connect it?
What are we talking about?
Oh, transfer. Because remember it was Poke Transfer, and you would move them all over to Pokemon Bank. Yeah. But then to go from Gen 3 to Gen 4, God help you, it was like...
That was tough. You needed a second DS. You needed a second
stupid game.
It was bad, dude. It was bad.
They would hide behind the bushes. Ugh.
So, all right, as we leave this conversation, where are your hopes? What do you expect to be the future of Pokemon?
I hope that... almost quality of life, I think, is a big thing. I think if you play a game now, like I always think like when I'm playing through Gen 9, I'm thinking like this is so much. I could never have imagined playing this kind of game versus Gen 1.
Yeah.
Like you go back to Gen 1, those games are not fun to play.
No.
Red, blue, yellow is fun.
I mean, they're like fun because they're simple and nostalgic.
But they're very one-dimensional, and like and if you have to transfer going through your PC, you have to save every single time.
No, all immersion broken. Like it's as difficult to play that game as it is to play Scarlet and Violet.
No, because I would disagree. What are you doing?
I'm exaggerating, but there's like a lot of bugs, obviously.
But like quality of life, like the PC, just saving, just different little things like that along the way where they
no, you're right.
They make a playthrough enjoyable.
Growing up, I used to be so proud. I was kind of coping, but I was so proud of my Nintendo games because there were cartridges, there was no loading, right?
Oh yeah.
The games were quick. The games were reliable. The disc didn't skip, right?
Yeah.
And I was proud of these things. And that kind of is alluding to what you're saying, or you're alluding to that, where it's like we were once at a point where there was like, yes, even the games weren't high quality.
Right.
They weren't like technologically innovative, but they were fun and they were solid and they were reliable, and you could like depend on them. You're like, you know it's gonna work.
Yeah. Did you only have a GameCube growing up?
I had a
PS2.
I had an N64.
Okay. Because I feel like GameCube games were like, they look so much better than like a PS2.
Yeah.
Like they just like Mario and Kirby and Zelda and Pokemon, like they always like looked like.
Yeah.
It was almost like, because you could play some games on the Xbox and the PS2, but I feel like with Nintendo, you could tell they took that extra care to be like, this is just for the GameCube, so we're gonna give it the extra, like chefs, like putting the extra.
And they don't do that
sauce
with
on the
Pokemon.
Pizza. They would do that.
They don't do that with Pokemon. There's no like extra sauce. I want to get back to the extra sauce.
I need some. The extra sauce was like, it was almost like it enhanced the games to a point where like there was almost a mythological aspect about it. It's like Mew.
Yeah.
Mew to me is like the stuff of like Playground, like rumor. It's like, where's Mew? Like, is it under that truck? Like, you have to like, and then Jirachi, do you have to do the space? Do you have to beat the games 100 times?
There was so much lore and mystique and mystery.
And now
but what I'm saying is like I think a lot of that is a part of the fact that we're like we're kind of ruminating on our childhood. Right? I think those things are present for the younger generation in these newer games.
No,
I think it is, dude.
No,
I think it is.
No, it's easier. I think it's easier to play a game now. Because you think of, like, you can have multiple save
But we just
files.
sound like old farts.
Because, I would say we were around when the series was still, in its infancy, and they learned a lot. Look at, like, online. Like, online has evolved so much to the point where it's so easy. Like, I could say, hey, do you want to battle this weekend? And we don't even have to, like, I don't have to see you in person. I don't have to connect the cable and be like, is it connected? And if it falls out, then we lose the connection.
Dude,
like,
that was stressful.
So I feel like, we grew up in an age where we could see the
progression.
The progression, the good parts and the bad parts, the nostalgic parts, the parts where it's like, why is Masingo a thing? Yeah. Like, I'm not nostalgic for Masingo, but it's cool that it was a thing. So
my hope is that Gen 10 kind of solidifies all of these good, and it just encapsulates all these great qualities that we love about Pokemon. Yep. Right? Yep. And it gives us an experience that is exciting and new, in a culturally rich region, right? Yeah. New type.
Yep. New type.
New Pokemon.
And I love it. Silly voice acting.
And voice acting.
I want to see, because Gen 9 to me, the fact that they did open world was great. Yeah. It needed to happen. It was almost like the next frontier. Yeah. And once you cross that frontier,
you can't go back.
You can't go back, and sometimes there's always another frontier. Yeah. It's not like
there is another frontier. Yeah.
It's like space is the final frontier, but like, what about like in
the moon? What about Mars?
Mars, Venus. You actually couldn't go to Venus because it's very gaseous.
Saturn.
Saturn would actually be tough, and it's very, very far. Yeah. And it's huge.
I want to go. I want to leave the Milky Way.
Andromeda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andromeda.
Is it Andromeda?
I don't know. I think it was pretty. I'm sure it was. I played Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh, that sounds. Andromeda sounds more.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, thank you so much for being on the pod.
Appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah. If you like this, make sure you subscribe. You can plug whatever you want to plug.
Bedford's best. I would love to do like a playthrough.
You should.
But I have to like.
You should get set up and do a live stream.
Yeah. Maybe in the summer.
Yeah. So I'll leave a link to Bedford's Best's YouTube channel.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man.
Dude, love you, bro. I'll see you soon.
Love you too, man. Have a good one.
Peace. Peace. We're gonna hang out after this.